Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Layla and today I'm going over my budget for September 2024. This video is going to be going live when it typically would go live, but I'm actually filming it kind of early in the month, much earlier than I typically would finalize my budget because when this goes up, I will be traveling. But I think for the most part, my budget looks pretty good and I feel pretty confident with these numbers. I've come back to this spreadsheet and adjusted things as I felt is necessary and as things have changed throughout the month of August. So I think for the most part, this should be good. As always in these videos, I like to also set financial goals for the month. And this month I would say only have one goal, and that is focused on my business income, and that is my whole income since I'm self-employed. So I would like to make at least $3,500 gross from my business income. And really when it comes to my business revenue, the main area that I want to grow in is coaching. That's also the main part of my income that I can actually increase that will make a difference in September, because typically with everything that I'm paid out, it's coming from the month or months before. So any ads that I'm earning from YouTube, that came from the month before. Even like affiliates and sponsorships, that's usually from a month or two before. And then same with ads on like my blog and stuff. So the money that I make in real time really comes from coaching. So I would love to have several new clients in September. I had no new clients in August. I had my month-to-month clients, which I absolutely love. But of course, I also love working with new clients and helping people to budget, to save, to come up with a debt payoff plan. So if you are interested, if you've been thinking about it, or if you know somebody who may be interested, I would love to work with you. I do have spots open. And of course, if you have any questions, let me know either in the comments or you can reach out to me directly. My email is contact@debtoverit.com. But yeah, I am looking forward to getting some new clients, of course, continuing to work with my existing clients, but that is my main focus for September. As of lately, the other goals that I've been setting have been focused around investing a certain amount each month, which I will be investing some. I will talk about that when I go through my budget. And then also saving a certain amount, specifically to my 4 sinking funds that I've been focusing on. And I'll talk about those also when I go through my budget, and you'll kind of see why I didn't make those goals. And before we hop to my spreadsheets, I do want to talk about today's video partner, which is Mint Mobile. And Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for as low as $15 per month. So if you've been looking for areas to cut back in your budget, your phone plan is a great place to start, and it's super easy to make the switch over to Mint Mobile. I will talk about that in just a second. So if you're looking for a phone plan that is obviously more affordable compared to the one that you have currently, but also offers unlimited talk and text, high quality speed, data, coverage, as well as access to 5G, access to a mobile hotspot. If you want to keep your same phone, if you want to keep your same phone number, then Mint Mobile may be the right fit for you. Making the switch is super easy. Visit mintmobile.com/debtoverit. From there, you'll enter in a little bit of information about yourself, and you can also determine if your phone is eSIM compatible. And if your phone is eSIM compatible, you can set things up right from the comfort of your home in just a few minutes. If your phone is not eSIM compatible, do not worry. Mint Mobile will ship that SIM card to your house. It's going to be free, no extra charge to you. You'll get that in a couple of days, and then same thing, you can set things up right from the comfort of your home. I've been using Mint Mobile for a couple of years now, and I love being able to save on my phone plan while still getting the coverage that I need. So if you're interested in saving some money without the sacrifice, visit mintmobile.com/debtoverit. That's also linked down below in my description box to get premium wireless for as low as $15 per month when you purchase a 3-month plan. This is actually a promotional offer for new customers. So again, you can get any plan for $15 when you purchase a 3-month plan. That even includes the unlimited plan, which is typically $30 per month. Thank you so much to Mint Mobile for partnering with me for this video. And now let's hop to my budget. If this is the first video that you're watching of mine, something that's important to know with this budget is that I am self-employed, but I run my business as an S Corp. Anytime I say that now, I think about the comment where somebody thought I said escort, so I try to definitely enunciate S Corp or an S corporation. But what that means is that I am the employer and I'm also the employee. So the way things are set up is that I am on payroll through my business, and that's why I have things kind of separated here. So the top section is everything on the business side, and then the bottom section, which I'll scroll down to in just a minute as I go through everything, that's everything on me as the employee side. If that doesn't make sense right now, hopefully it makes sense as I go through the numbers. Also, if you like this spreadsheet, you can get it for free. It's linked down below. You can get this style, which is kind of for self-employed people, and then I also have a couple couple of other styles that you can choose from if you just want kind of the basics when it comes to budgeting. So starting up at the top with the business side of things, for gross business revenue, as I said, for my goal, I do want to make at least $3,500. But as of right now, that is a bit of a stretch, and that is why I'm really going to try and focus on coaching and getting more clients, because that is where I can make money in real time. Everything else is coming from the past. So I stayed conservative and said that I'm expecting at least $2,500 for September, but hopefully in the actual, when I update in October, it's more like $3,700 or $4,000, you know? For rollover business revenue, this is just money that is going to be left in my business checking account from August. I think that will be about $500. And then I don't expect to pull anything from my business sinking fund for the month. So altogether, I'll be working with about $3,000 on the business side at a minimum, hopefully at a minimum. So then we can go through my business expenses. First up would be payroll. So that's what I pay myself as the employee. That is $2,000. And then 401k match, something that I am now offering to myself as the employee, is a 401k with a 3% match. How do I describe this? It's a safe harbor 401k, so 100% up to 3% and then 50% up to, or for the next 2%. So a total match of about 4%. And I'm going to be putting in, you'll see that as I go through the employee side of things, but I'm going to be putting in 5%. So as the company, I'm putting in 4% total. So my paychecks are $2,000. That should be $80. I am so excited about this because I just think it's really cool that I can give myself a match, and like this is going to help me save on taxes even more so. So I'm very excited about that. Next would be payroll taxes. So I believe this should be decreasing because I'm going to be matching the 401k. So I put that down to $150. Typically this is like $170, $180 in the month, but I think it'll be lower. I'm not too sure yet. I'll just see what this is later. Then we have distribution. So this is just transferring money from my business checking account to my personal checking account on top of my payroll. So if I have any money that's left over in my business checking account, I'm able to do this so that I have more money to work with if I need to spend anything. Typically I go to like $1,000 or $1,500, but in September, because I'm expecting a lower income, or that's just what I'm doing to be conservative, I'm going to lower this to $250 for the month. If I make more money, I may increase what I give myself as a distribution, but for now, I'm just going to stay with the lower number. And then for actual business expenses, so the cost to run my business, I'm expecting about $200 there. And then final thing in this section would be insurance, and this is my health insurance as well as dental, and this is after the tax credits that I receive. $99.28. I do have a full video on this if you're curious about how I got my health insurance, but it is through healthcare.gov. So that's how everything looks there, and I have a little bit left over if you subtract my expenses from my revenue, so I think this is a pretty good amount. I like having a bit of a cushion just in case, and fingers crossed that my income is actually higher. So now on the employee side of things, so my paychecks will total $2,000 because that's my payroll. Distribution, the $250, and typically I don't put anything for extra income, but I know for sure it's going to be at least $500 because I recently opened a First Horizon checking account, and I know that the bonus with that is $450, and I'm pretty positive I will be receiving that in September. If not, it will go into October, but based off of when I complete the qualifications for that, it should be paid out in September. So altogether, I'll be working with about $2,750 of income, and I'm going to show you how I budgeted that. First thing, taxes, and this is just taxes that I'm paying on my paychecks. $450 total. Oh, also I add in here a little bit more. So I added an extra $100 for the taxes that I put into savings so that I can pay quarterly estimated tax payments because of those distributions. But since my distributions have been lower, I have not been saving as much for taxes because it's just not necessary. I'm definitely very eager to see what my taxes will look like for all of 2024. Obviously, we're pretty far away from that. I'm not going to find out until March because that's when I'm filing my taxes with my CPA. But very curious to see because obviously I had my full-time job for part of the year, but the bulk of the year I'm going to be technically low income. And I've also been having a lot of business expenses, and the way that I set up my business, I should be able to lower my taxes pretty significantly And that is the goal. Like, if I can reduce my taxes anywhere, I will take advantage of it. So yeah. Okay, so anyways, moving on. The teal section is for investing. So first up would be my 401k. As I said, I'm going to be contributing 5% of my paycheck, so that will be $100 for the month. And then I do have on here my brokerage account, but I'm just gonna budget nothing. I know lately I've been saying that if I receive any extra income, my goal is to invest that money, but at this point I kind of need that extra income to pay for what I need to pay for, so I can't really commit to that right now. If I do increase my income from my business, I'm happy to put extra income to investing, but for now I would rather just pay for what I need to pay for with that money. So we'll see, but for now just zero in the brokerage. The blue sections here, these are for my sinking funds. So first up would be my emergency fund, and I am budgeting 50. Again, if I have a higher income, I would put more to this, but for now I just feel comfortable with adding 50, so that's what I'm going to stay at. Next would be my gift sinking fund. I'm actually not going to add to that in September, at least not as of right now, because I will be purchasing gifts, and that will come up down below. Next would be car/car maintenance sinking fund. I pulled quite a bit from this in August. I'll obviously talk about that in my August update. So I do want to replenish this, but that's still just going to be 100. And then final sinking fund here is car insurance, and this is kind of a non-negotiable. I have to save to this every month, and that is 125. I pay my car insurance every 6 months, so I just want to make sure I have enough for that. Next is donate. I am budgeting 100. I have not been donating lately because I have a foster dog currently, and when you foster dogs, like, they will take care of everything. Like, whoever the rescue is or the shelter that you're fostering through, they will help cover purchases, you know? But there are some things that I buy for my foster dog that I don't want to ask to be covered. So for example, she has like itchy skin, so I got her salmon oil to put on her food, or she was having some like loose stool, so I got her probiotic chews and things like that that are on top of like the basics of caring for a dog. A spay suit because she's gonna get spayed and have her surgery, getting a cone, those sorts of things. I don't want to ask the rescue group for coverage on that, so to me it kind of counts as a donation. But I also have that, like, when I put in, you'll see as I talk about like dogs and the cat. So we'll get to that. I am going to budget 100 for donation. She is going to be getting spayed in September, I believe, and I kind of want to help with the cost of that just by donating to the group that does end up spaying her. But we'll see. If it's not I don't have to do it, but it would be nice too. Purple section is for housing. This is going to look very different, okay? So house/utilities, I'm actually budgeting 0. And that's because just the other day, so in August, I paid for both August and September, or I just transferred the total amount for August and September to my boyfriend because that's what we always do. Well, typically I pay on a monthly basis, but I just wanted to get ahead of that because August was a lower income for me, and I think September will be as well, and I just didn't want to have to worry about September. The other thing, which I'll talk about this more in my August update video, but I pulled from my emergency fund to be able to cover this. Was it an emergency? No. But did I feel fine doing it? Yes. Like, I just wanted to feel more comfortable with paying that, and it's something I do still want to pay for. I know some people think like, oh, now he should take over. I've had some comments say that this is a time for him to step up and pay for more things, but that wasn't the deal. I did not have to quit my job back in May. That was a decision that I made. It wasn't like I was laid off. It wasn't like I was fired. That was an optional decision that I decided to do. And no matter what, I want to pay for what I need to pay for because it was my decision to do that. Like, I understand that this is a partnership, absolutely. He does support me fully, but that was part of, it's more so an agreement to myself because he had even said like, no, you don't need to, you know, he's kind of pushed back on me paying, but I prefer, maybe it's a pride thing, an ego thing, but that's just how I am. I would prefer to pay that. So maybe I'll talk about this more in August. I guess I kind of talked about it a lot, but for September, it will be 0 because I've already paid it. So that's kind of cool. And then beneath that would be actual household purchases. So this is toilet paper, cleaning supplies, blah, blah, blah. Any decor, which I doubt I'll buy, but just budgeting 50 there. I do need to get laundry detergent, so that's probably what that will be. Orange section is for food. So first up would be groceries, going to budget $350. And then food out, I am budgeting $50. Next is gas for my car, budgeting $75. Health and beauty, this is higher at $400. So this does include my monthly massage. I do have a membership to get a massage because to me it's just very important and I like to pay for it. But I did bump this up because I received a bill for my medication in August that is over $240. In the video where I talked about my health insurance, I had filmed that probably too soon because I was like, oh, everything worked out with my medication. I am on a very expensive medication because I have Crohn's disease. It's a biosimilar to Humira. It's called Hyrimoz, and now I'm on like the generic, blah, blah, blah. But even the generic, after my insurance and after the savings card, it's now going to cost me $240 per month. But I'm trying to get things situated. I did go ahead and ask them to just send me this generic and I'll pay the $240. I may like try to negotiate that down a little bit, honestly, because why not? But going forward, I'm trying to get things changed around so that I can use a different savings card so I don't have to pay for anything, but I'm just having to make a lot of phone calls and slowly get that figured out. The good news is that I have quite a bit. I have like a few weeks left of medication, so I am okay for things to be delayed, but don't want it to be too delayed. And I also don't want to have to pay $240 per month for this because I didn't choose to get this disease, you know? But we'll see. I think this is just going to be high for September, and fingers crossed that I can get it covered beyond that. But if not, it's going to be that every single month. Next is dogs plus cats. So again, this is for my foster dog, but also the 2 dogs that my sister and I adopted, but they live with her. And then the neighborhood cat that I feed, even though other people feed him. So I'm budgeting $250 here. I think that should cover everything. If I need to buy anything for the foster dog, it's going to be food potentially, as well as those supplements that I mentioned before. Next is Netflix. That is $23.48. Gym membership, $39.99. Personal spending, I put at $50. Now, at first I had this at $100 because I do have a wedding to go to in September, and I was like, oh, I should get a new dress, but I feel like I can probably use something that I have in my closet. It may not be like the most in-style thing. It may not even fit me properly anymore. I don't know, but I never wear dresses, so I don't love the idea of purchasing a dress just for me to wear it for a wedding. And these are people that I absolutely love and care about, but it's not about me on that day, so I was like, I don't really care. So I'm hoping really this personal spending will stay at $0, or if anything like $25, because I probably won't buy a dress. And then next would be gifts. This is the final thing, and I am budgeting $100 here. That is for the wedding. And yeah, that is also why up above I am not going to be saving to my gift sinking fund, because I am going to be spending more than it. And right now, just with me having a lower income, like always in the past, I was putting, no matter what, it was like just me adding to my sinking funds, even if I pulled from them. But I think it makes more sense to kind of get more detailed with it as I have a lower income. So yeah, for me, that makes sense. Altogether, I'll be spending $2,313.47. And you can see that if you subtract that from my income for the month, I will actually be in the positive, so I'll have a cushion of over $400. I don't know if that's actually going to be the case, but also I wanted that to be like that, so if anything, I would replenish my emergency fund. Or I would just kind of keep it as a buffer in my like business checking account or main checking account, because I feel like I never do that, and it's probably something I should start adopting. But all in all, I think this looks pretty good, and I can't believe that we're going into September and then quarter 4 of 2024 after that. That's what my month is looking like. I feel like this was very much a chatty budget video, so I apologize, or I don't know, maybe y'all like that, so I appreciate if you are still watching. Please feel free to comment down below what your September is going to be looking like. I hope y'all had an amazing August. I would love to hear what your goals are for the month or anything that you're looking forward to, but otherwise, thank y'all so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next one.